Hello again. You may remember her as Phumzile from City Ses'la or Tumi Sello in How to Ruin Christmas. But one thing has always stood out about the late Busi Mokoena Lurayi, her ability to captivate and capture the masses through the arts. Busi had an on and off screen presence that allowed her to become one with her audience. She brought laughter to many households, both here and abroad. Her passing will surely be felt and leave a mark on the entertainment industry. Her father, Freddy Mokoena, is joining us now here in the studio to reflect on the life and legacy of his daughter and also tell us more about funeral arrangements and memorial. Dada Mokoena, good afternoon. I don't know what to say as a parent myself, as a father. We expect in our culture that children will bury their parents. I don't know how you're feeling.
Not good at all. But through God's grace, we're managing to stick together. It's a shock, but yeah, thank you for having me.
And the rest of the family, how's everybody coping? Because this was a big shock to everybody when it happened last week.
It's basically the first grandchild, in the family, and the young ones were sort of looking at her and getting guidance from her. We are all excited that she was leading and playing a very serious role to the upbringing of the others. But sad to say now, they're all looking and cannot actually cope with the loss that we've just witnessed.
I read some report that was reached when she won, after she won the SAFTA, the SAFTA award as the top actress in comedy that a few years ago. And she gave an interview where she spoke about your role in her acting life. Yes. Because at some point when she was younger, she wanted to study architecture.
That's correct.
In fact, she went to class for architecture and then gave up after a few weeks.
Yep.
I mean, she was pretty much your girl. She's his daddy's girl.
She was. In fact, I remember that day very, very well. We were actually driving to school, in fact, at Birds. She was really, really frustrated with what she was doing. But knowing her, she just wanted to do something else. And I think the science, mathematics thing was through me, not through her. And she basically told me that, I remember the morning very well, we were driving and said, Daddy, can we just go past the other side of the road and see another institution, which I would love. If you can just listen to me, I want to get involved there. That was after. And I couldn't believe it, but knowing her strong will, knowing that she puts her mind into something and she works very, very hard for it. She was doing very well. There was no doubt in my mind that she was going to make it in what she was doing. But when she decided she wanted to do something else, I was sort of like surprised, angry, but I thought, let's give her a chance.
And you supported it from there?
I supported it there, yeah.
Now, she spoke also openly in different interviews about family life, and having grown up with you and not the mother.
Yes.
But at this time, is the family coming together?
We are together. In fact, we've been together for a long, long, long time. Though I actually spend a lot of time with her, but she never actually lost her links. I mean, the Lurayi played a very, very prominent role in her life. Yes, as a father, as a guardian, especially when the mother passed on, she relied heavily on me. We used to have chats about almost everything. And
she kept the mother's surname because Lurayi, you are Mokoena, she decided, and you agreed that she can carry the mother's surname in honor of her mother. She respected her mother.
Exactly. I think, to be quite honest, with the Lurayi family, we've never had issues. I mean, I actually stayed with Busi when she was still very, very young. In fact, still going to kindergarten. In fact, I would remember even taking her to Durban to her first grade, I think they call it grade 1 now, but those days it was sub-A.
Yes.
And at Carrington Primary. And she stayed with me. She was strong. She had a will. She was determined. Yeah, so
you played a very important part in her life, and she grew up with her studies and the choice, and you were very supportive right to the end, and she was really going places.
She was.
I mean, currently. But her death is coming at a very unexpected time. Can you share with us what happened?
Just to give you a background, most of the last 20 years, I've actually been working in Africa. In November, I actually just came back, and we're starting to patch things together. She's an independent girl. We used to talk every day. I never actually went through a week without getting a call midnight because of the time zones. She would actually express her, achievement to me or disappointments and everything. And I actually, when the rugby game, the first test with Wales.
Yeah, a few weeks ago, at Loftus Festival.
At Loftus Festival.
Yes.
We actually met for dinner, and she's got a daughter, 7-year-old daughter. She called me, Daddy, let's have dinner, because the daughter wants to spend some time with you. And I'm trying to get her into golf. So I said, okay, fine, no problem. I picked up the daughter after dinner. And on Thursday, she called us on Thursday evening to say that, Daddy, I'll come through. Don't bring her over. I'll come through on Friday to see you guys. Friday evening, we tried to get hold of her. Unfortunately, we couldn't get through. And I actually never boarded. It's, with her schedules, I know sometimes she'll get to me 2 hours, 3 hours later. But it was a concern on Saturday when she couldn't call us. Her daughter was baking, decided, Kula, let's send some pictures to Mom. I sent the pictures to Mom, and I saw one tick, meaning basically it landed on the server, but she hasn't actually picked it up. I spoke to the little one. She said to me, Daddy, Kula, Daddy, she always calls me Daddy now and again. Don't worry about Mom. She's got a hectic schedule. She's probably in Cape Town or Durban. Because she had the discussion with the mom the day before, on Thursday evening. I thought probably they spoke about something that she never told me about, so I gave in. I said, okay, fine, we'll call Mommy on Sunday. On Sunday afternoon, I got a call to say that they were trying to get a hold of her, and she was not responding. Have I seen her? To me it was yes. I spoke to her on Thursday. Yeah, the last 2 days I haven't spoken to her. I've left several messages. Then I got worried. I actually got into the car with my wife and went to where Busi was staying. It's also our property. And I got in there. I saw the lights were on. I got inside the house. As I was actually proceeding to her bedroom, there she was lying, on the daughter's bed. I thought she was sleeping. I started calling. She didn't respond. I went to the bed and I shook her. But, you don't expect something like that from someone who's healthy, someone who's very strong. I mean, for me, there was nothing impossible for her. And I actually then called my wife, said, it's strange. Busi is not responding. But it never dawned to me that she was no more. It was after my wife walked into the bedroom and said, no, something's not right. She's cold. I then actually rushed off to see the police because I thought something must have happened.
When you arrived at the home, just to understand, you didn't see anything wrong? Everything looked normal?
Everything looked normal. Everything looked normal. The lights were on. The stove was on. In fact, I went through the cottage, just onto the passage leading to the other lounge, but before I even got to the lounge, she was actually in the daughter's bedroom.
Is there any idea yet what may have caused her death? Do you know? Does the family know?
We actually don't want to speculate. We're leaving everything they've done, the postmortems. Hopefully we'd actually get the results. It was completed on Friday evening, and we are waiting for the doctor's report.
Yeah. So while you're waiting, are you already now beginning to think how to bid farewell to her?
We are, in fact, this morning, before I came in here, we were sort of with the church trying to make the arrangements. It's difficult. It's really the whole family, Lurayi, Mokoenas, we're all together, trying to put this thing together, trying to put it past us. But it's difficult. It's very, very difficult.
It must also be more difficult to try and make a sense of why. I mean, she was so young and so energetic. I mean, okay, we just saw her from the screens, and she touched us locally and globally in different ways.
That's correct.
And it must be very hard to wrap your feelings and senses around this. How do you want us, the people who watched her on our screens on Netflix with the How to Ruin a Family Christmas, and also watched her on the other soapies that she was part of, how do you want us to remember her? I mean, she was your girl. She was Daddy's girl through and through, from what I've heard and what I've read, and just listening to you now. But how do you want the rest of this country to remember and to honor her?
I think more than anything, I try so much to think about all the positive things we've done together. She's done for the community. She was really involved with the community in Tembisa, the pastors that came through to sort of like pay some respect to her at her home, were sort of like reminding us of the person she was, basically communal. And above all, she was very inquisitive, wanting to know more. And especially you mentioned the Lurayi, the Mokoena. Both of us, none again, is how do we actually get this thing together? How do I actually say, you know, how do I sort of like, I heard the grandmother the other day say, you know, I still haven't answered her what Lurayi means. I said, you know, at least I've told her what Mokoena is, you know, and that's it. But she was basically one of those who wanted to go out and help, wanted to go out and find solutions. She obviously was not an angel, and I'm sure in the industry she's in, she must have rubbed people off. On her behalf, I apologize. But she was one of those people, when she sets her mind into something, she goes for it.
You're planning a memorial service?
Yes.
Are you already making funeral arrangements? What can you share with our viewers?
We managed somehow this morning to come to terms with picking a church. She would actually be living, I think it's called a Redemption Church, at just across the freeway at the N3 at Greenstone. And then she will proceed to Mooifontein, where her mother and the grandfather are buried. So there's a memorial service as well for tomorrow at the Market Theatre. I think it starts at 12 o'clock. So the body will arrive at her house tomorrow afternoon. So we'll probably pay our last respects and hopefully wait for the send-off on Wednesday. The service will start at 8 o'clock.
In the morning at the church, at the Redemption
Church.
Okay.
And I would actually lay her to her, eternal house at 11 o'clock.
So there's a memorial service tomorrow Tuesday at the Market Theatre, because she was on stage as well, as we know, besides on the screens.
That's correct.
And then you'll have a night vigil at home tomorrow night, and then Wednesday morning is the send-off.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say again, as I said to you, Freddy. I just wish you strength at this time with the family. It's very hard. And hopefully whatever the post-mortem will say will give you peace, at least, about her passing, hard as it is at the moment. Our condolences here to you, the Lurayi family, the Mokoena family from ENCA.
Thank you so much, and thank you to those who supported her. Thank you for ENCA. And thank you for the friends and relatives that have been coming to console us. Thank you so, so much. Thank you.